Hold on to your seats, America, because we're about to dive into a political bombshell that's sending shockwaves through Washington. Imagine this: Donald Trump, the man the establishment fears most, potentially joining forces with RFK Jr., the Democrat they couldn't silence. It's an alliance that could rewrite the rules of American politics, but the question on everyone's mind is this the masterstroke that seals Kamala's fate? Now, while we're talking about game-changing moves, let's talk about how you can make a power play with your finances. In a world where the political landscape can shift overnight, protecting your wealth isn't just smart, it's essential. That's where global gold investments comes in. With gold prices soaring and the dollar on shaky ground, now is your time to secure your financial future. Call 888-700-4148 and mention Next News for a free portfolio analysis. Don't let political uncertainty dictate your financial security. Okay, this is big news. Let's jump into it. Now, right off the bat, Roger Stone weighing in just 3 hours ago, he says, RFK dropping out to endorse Trump? This feels like a head fake to me. Yeah, that's the word on the street right now. RFK's vice presidential pick, Nicole Shanahan, the ex-wife of the former Google executive, says they're debating whether to stay in the race or drop out and join forces with Trump. Listen.
What my gut tells me right now is that we just have to keep being honest. I got to just keep being honest. I got to keep focusing on what matters the most outside of party lines. I need to focus on a vision that goes beyond November. And if that means that we stay in, and, there's benefits to staying in. If we get over 5% of the vote, we actually establish ourselves as a party. 71% of Americans want a strong third party with a real shot at winning.
Sorry, but it'll never happen.
There's even public funds available if we get over 5% of the vote. So we could get, I think it's like $13.5 million in public funds to keep the party going. And that's, that's worth something. That means that we can position for a real third party election in 2028 where we don't have to go around and spend tens of millions of dollars on ballot access, which means that we can spend all of that time and money campaigning. So, there's two options that we're looking at. And one is staying in, forming that new party, but we run the risk of a Kamala Harris and Walz presidency because we draw votes from Trump, or we draw somehow more votes from Trump, or we walk away right now and join forces with Donald Trump, and we walk away from that and we explain to our base why we're making this decision. Not easy.
Clearly.
Yeah, not an easy decision.
Listen, I've been saying this from the beginning. I would love to see Donald Trump and RFK Jr. join forces. Okay? But when this VP pick was selected, it became obvious that it was the wrong choice. However, if they do join forces, it could be very, very powerful. Now, here's what's interesting. Just 7 hours ago, RFK Jr. was prevented from being able to testify at his court hearing, and we got Trump's reaction on this too. He was prevented from being able to testify at his court hearing, deciding if he's eligible to be on the Pennsylvania ballot. That could be a deciding factor in this entire situation. If he can't even be on the ballot, then, well, maybe he should just join with Trump. Listen to this.
Where and the judge did not give him time to come to court to testify. He was late through no fault of his own. We don't control airlines, and when the airline cancels a flight into Harrisburg, as you know, flights into Harrisburg are far and few between, unlike Philadelphia, where this hearing was originally to be scheduled. Because of the transfer to Harrisburg, we had very few flight options. His flight was canceled, and for that reason and that reason alone, the judge decided he can't testify. So that's sort of the end of it. I've never been in a situation where a canceled flight has resulted in a judge preventing a presidential any witness from testifying, given that we have the entire day set aside. Very easily could have had an adjournment to allow Mr. Kennedy to get here, and we could have presented our case in full. And we were not allowed to do that.
I heard Mr. Kennedy's engagement last night in Philadelphia had been canceled.
So the judge is like, your flight's canceled, so what? We're not going to let you testify. Sounds like the judge doesn't want him to be on the ballot. Where have we heard that before? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what President Trump says.
Can I ask you about RFK? Because just moments ago, his running mate said that they were considering endorsing you. Have you considered him for a role in the administration, and what role would that be?
Well, we haven't, but I would love that endorsement because I've always liked him.
Would you also consider putting him in the administration?
You're asking me a very unusual question. I haven't been asked that question yet. I like him a lot. I respect him a lot. I probably would if something like that would happen.
So he is considering a role for RFK in the administration. Roger Stone sees this as a head fake. Charlie Kirk weighing in 9 hours ago. RFK Jr.'s VP, Nicole Shanahan, says their campaign is considering joining forces with Trump to prevent a Harris-Walz administration. RFK endorsing Trump is the natural move. They're both sworn enemies of the CIA, FBI, and the military machine. RFK can help a lot with the FDA, CDC corruption. It doesn't matter if they disagree on some issues. They agree on the big stuff. The civilizational defining issues. We must defeat Team Blue this November. I agree 100%. Now, here's what's interesting, too. Listen to the polls. Colin Rugg, 5 hours ago, the statement that we're hearing now is likely why the betting markets are swinging towards Trump. Most of Kennedy's current voter base would likely go to Trump. Kennedy was polling at 9% before Biden dropped out. He's now polling at 5%, meaning the Democrats who were supporting him because they didn't like Biden have already jumped ship. His remaining supporters would likely swing to Trump, especially if RFK made the endorsement. Donald Trump has retaken the lead on political betting platform Polymarket after trailing Kamala Harris for the past 10 days. Now you can see, look at these numbers. Look at them. Look at them go. Donald Trump now at 50% to 49%. Georgia, he is up. Pennsylvania, just down a hair. Arizona, he's up. Wisconsin, well, Harris is still up. Nevada, Trump is up. And in Michigan, Harris is up. Now, this is through the Polymarket betting platform. Trump opened RFK Jr. administration. He's expressed openness to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. playing a role in his potential future administration should Kennedy drop out. I like him and I respect him. Joey Manorino. Just imagine a Trump cabinet that includes Robert F. Kennedy, Elon Musk, Ron DeSantis, Rudy Giuliani, Dan Bongino, Vivek Ramaswamy, Steve Bannon, and many more like-minded fighters, each tackling their areas of expertise. A candidate beholden to no one but the people of America. What do you think about that? RFK Jr. I mean, I've been wanting to see this for a while. I like RFK. I don't agree with him on all the issues, but the fact that they are now signaling this on a podcast out in the open, and Trump says he's open to having that endorsement, this is good news. We need to bring that side of the ticket into the Trump camp so that we can defeat this monstrosity of communism that is on the horizon. So as we wrap up this bombshell report, let's remember what's at stake here. The Trump-RFK alliance isn't just a political maneuver, it's a declaration of war against the establishment. It's David and Goliath times 2. And while Kamala Harris and her team scramble to respond, one thing's clear, the 2024 race has just been blown wide open. So stay tuned because the story is far from over. And let me ask you this. Drop a comment below. What do you think about this? Do you want to see RFK join the ticket? Join the movement for Trump? Let me know.